gonna make this quick. We're getting banged up out here. The waves are really choppy. Yesterday was Canadian Thanksgiving, so we had a nice little Thanksgiving dinner. We had canned ham, some instant potatoes, and instant gravy as well, and it was friggin' delicious. We also ate about 3,000 calories worth of Taco John's yesterday, which is an American gem that we didn't know about. Yesterday we had our resupply day, so we got all stocked up on food and water. And then this morning it's 7:15 a.m. We're hoping to hit the water in the next 10-15 minutes or so. We're gonna try and cross Bemidji Lake, but first we're gonna go see Paul Bunyan and the Babe the Blue Ox and be tourists for a minute. And then once we cross that lake, we're either gonna go to Island Point, which I think is about 14 miles away. And if we're feeling good, we're gonna go all the way to Cass Lake and make it a 26-mile day, but we're sitting on the fence right now.
We've gotten ourselves into a predicament, mainly because we decided to wear Crocs today.
These Crocs were a bad choice.
Crocs were an awful choice. Trying to go over this log. I don't know if I'm getting this right. We're finally through on this side. That was a way better angle. I'm on top of the log, James is underneath it. We got about an inch of clearance before water. And again, we're wearing Crocs.
Yeah, man.
Woo! Bit of a weird day today. We woke up, refueled after our Canadian Thanksgiving. We did a couple big crossings today, and we were planning on staying at Island Point, which was 14 miles. We got there pretty early, and we decided to push it as our speed was pretty good. And we ended up doing 27 miles, which is our biggest day yet. We're in the middle of Cass Lake right now. 3 massive crossings. One that kind of caught us by surprise. We realized that big water might be an issue for us, so we're excited to kind of get better at that. And tomorrow should be a pretty decent day. We got our undies hanging up inside right now because there's a big storm happening. It's blown over the tent. We're kind of worried about the canoe and everything. So we ate dinner in here, and it's gonna be a chill night. Got 24, 22 tomorrow, and then a couple days away from 0 day, hopefully Sunday. So right on.
All right, it's day 6. We're only gonna do 16 miles today. We had an epic sleep in. We slept for like 12 hours last night. We're getting on the water 8:30ish today, probably one of our latest days on the water. We're gonna do a little lake crossing this morning. It's pretty windy. Only 4 miles across the lake though. Should be a pretty chill day. After we get across this lake, it should be a pretty chill day. I don't know if this does it justice, but these waves are about our max on this boat. Some of them are getting pretty close to coming in. We're gonna play it safe, hug the shore, and then hopefully get on the other side of this island and use the island as shelter, and then just zip across for the last couple of miles across. And then once we get into the river, it should die down quite a bit. I'm gonna make this quick. We're getting banged up out here. The waves are really choppy. We're trying to get over there, and we gotta try and beat this storm. We're in a race. Home sweet home. Woo-wee. That's why you don't sleep in. Sure it'll... Came to this campsite that had water marked on it, and they turned the taps off because it's getting late in the season. So now we're gonna call Department of Natural Resources to see if we can just drink the water in the lake or the river and just treat it with our tablets or boil it. But Pep is calling them right now.
So I need to call the pollution control.
Yeah, I'm looking on their website.
All right, so Pep got bounced around between like 6 different agencies. Nobody seems to know if you can drink the water here. We're pretty sure it's fine, especially if we treat it with our aquatabs. Just, the last agency put us in contact with a local hydrologist, and they're gonna give us a call back later to see if we can drink the water. So we're on the right track. But now we're gonna jump back in the river and make our way to our next campsite, only about 12 miles away, so shouldn't take us too much longer. After that lake crossing, now it's smooth sailing.
I hear you're a hydrologist.
I am.
Oh, that's fantastic news. I've been looking for you all morning.
Okay. What can I do for you?
All of the water is turned off at the campgrounds, and I'm just wondering if the water we're paddling on is drinkable if we boil it.
From the Mississippi is used at multiple locations for many millions of people.
Well, that's fantastic news, Darren.
All right. Well, are you guys making a long trip for this, or just a short trip up there?
Yes, sir. We're gonna try and make our way all the way to the bottom.
Oh, well, cool. Okay. Good luck with that. All right. Have yourself a good rest of your day.
All right, thanks so much for your time. So a little update. We're currently at a fishing resort. We've spoken with the managers here, the guys that are shutting down, and they put the fear of God into us about crossing Lake Winnibigoshish. It's a 16-mile crossing. He said you'll die if you do it, so we're not going to do that. We have 2 options. One is to kind of chase the south shore, but if that is the case, we might be stuck here for up to 3 days until it gets warm again and less windy. They were pretty adamant on that, and these guys seem to know what they're doing. We've made about probably 10 phone calls to other resorts. Everyone's shut down, nobody's around. James is currently on the phone, and they're talking about a tow, which hopefully we'll be able to kind of jump on, and then we're across Winnibigoshish. That's the only thing. Otherwise, we may be freezing our tails off in this lake for the next week. Exciting stuff. James worked his charm, and we gotta hightail it to Reese's Landing. It's about 2.5 miles away. We told the guy we're only 30 minutes away, so we got some world-class rowing we need to do right now. Let's go, baby.
All right, we're doing yesterday's recap this morning. Yesterday we got a drive around Lake Winnibigoshish by a guy named Pat and his daughter Sarah. We called a few of the different like fishing lodges around the lake. several of them were closed up, and a handful of them just had no one that could help us. But we called Denny's Resort, I think is what it's called. And they were really, really quick to help us. They came and met us at Reese's Landing, just at the mouth of Lake Winnebagochish, and they zipped us around the lake. Had a nice chat with him. He was really knowledgeable about the area. Really, really nice people, and really helped us out. Now we're a day ahead, and Pep's gonna give us a little rundown of what the plan is for today.
Day ahead. We gained a day yesterday by that nice guy named Pat. So we're gonna try and take advantage of it and make it 32 miles, which will be our biggest by far. We're gonna be trying to get to Schoolcroft Park, which puts us in shooting range of Grand Rapids. That's gonna be 32 miles, quite a bit. We do have a parachute point at Gambler's Point, which is I think at like 20 or 21, which should be an easy day if we don't feel like we can make it all the way, but it should be fun. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up, but this is snow/hail. It's fun time out here. Okay, it is 11:11. We've been paddling for just shy of 4 hours right now. We've been cruising. We've been doing about 4.5 miles an hour, which is way above what we budgeted. We're kind of guessing that the first part of our day would be that, and then we'll probably dwindle down to like 3. So we hope to be at our campsite of Schoolcroft Park by 2:30, and then we're gonna probably push on to Leaning Willow, which is another 2.5. So it'll be like a 34-mile day. So we took a little break here because we're crushing miles. We're at Gambler's Point, making some coffee, eating some instant oatmeal. It's very cold. Kind of wish we didn't stop.
We just landed at Leaning Willow. Just got the tent up before a snowstorm. I don't know if you could see it. It's gonna be another cold night, I think.
All right, it's snowing. We'll try and get some warmth going on in here. Had a hard time getting a fire going yesterday, so we're doubtful. Everything is soaked. All right, it's a really long, cold day today. Goal number 2 after we get the fire going. Let's get these gloves warmed up. Feel steam going right off them. A lot of the same amount.
But definitely don't burn them like I did my socks the other day. I'm down a pair of socks. I'm not gonna be down a pair of mitts too. Why are we sleeping in today, Pep?
Because school's canceled.
That's freaking snow.
You know.
We promised we wouldn't sleep in, but it's snowing out there. We can't get out of our sleeping bags. We got like, what, 17 miles to Grand Rapids? And we heard gunshots that were pretty close to us as well, which just added to the fun. Oh my God. We're doing a little recap on day 6. We left East Winnie Campground. We got up pretty early. I think we were on the water by 7:30. Our idea was to try and get to Gambler's Point, which is about 14 miles away, I think. And then we got there and we were feeling pretty good, so we decided to push on to Schoolcraft, which is an additional like I think 18 or 16 miles, so it would have put our total for like around 30 or 32-ish. Then we got to Schoolcraft and we were just feeling pretty spicy, so we just kept going, and we got to Leaning Willow, which made it our biggest day yet, and it was about 34 miles. Got pretty cold last night. It was it was snowing all day yesterday too. Snowing, it was hail, there was rain, so pretty miserable day, but we kind of made it work. And then we woke up this morning and for day 7, and it was freezing out. There was snow. There was snow like all over our tent. There's snow on the ground. It's still snowing now. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. So of course we had a little bit of a sleep in. We only got on the water around 9 a.m. this morning, but we've got not very far to go. We're only trying to get to Grand Rapids today, which is I think 17 miles. The kicker there though is we've got a 1,000-yard portage. No idea what that is in meters or kilometers, but it sounds like it's a lot, like 10 football fields, I guess. So that's gonna be a big one. All our stuff is soaked. Our tent was soaked through. We woke up this morning, there was like puddles in our tent. Pep's rain jacket was like just sitting in a puddle all night last night, which is brutal. All my stuff was dry though. All of Pep's stuff was soaking wet. So we're not sure what we're gonna do tonight. We're either gonna camp out or see if we can, I don't know, get a motel or get into an Airbnb or something just to dry our stuff out, because Sunday is supposed to be like -4 or -5 or something, and with a wet tent that's gonna be pretty miserable and kind of dangerous too. So we might just bite the bullet and get inside tonight and dry our stuff. It's the first sign of any industrialization on the river just to date. We're just outside of Grand Rapids, Minnesota. We've seen obviously roads and trains and stuff that go over the river, but this is the first mill type structure we've seen. We think it's going to get more and more as you go south, so kind of interesting to see it now. There's the paper mill, which means we've got our 1,200-yard portage coming up soon. It's a bit of a relief too, because that means we're in town and we can either, if the weather stays like this, we can either set up our tent and start drying our stuff, or start looking for a motel. We're undecided because the sun is kind of peeking out right now, so if it stays nice, then we'll just stay in the campsite and hopefully dry our things this afternoon. But we're gonna take a look at the weather, and if it looks like it's gonna get rainy again, then we'll just motor into a hotel or a motel and dry our stuff for the night. Yeah, that yoke's gonna go like on your back.
Yeah, well, I know where the yoke goes, but like, am I doing it from the yoke?
I think you grab the other side of it, but you're gonna find out whatever's comfortable for you.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna try and find out what 1,200 yards is, and Pep's gonna yoke the canoe. We're learning.
First time yoking a canoe, here we go.
Perfect. There we go. All right, just follow my voice. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so we managed to portage our stuff through town. Then there's like a free camping spot right behind a library, right here across the river, and it's actually just right down in the bank there. But we went to set up our tent, and it was just soaking wet, and it's supposed to rain all night, and it's supposed to get really cold too. So we're gonna get a motel. We called around, everybody was booked up. We called one hotel. They said they were booked, and then we asked about this other motel called the Itascan, and she strongly recommended against staying there, but we've been sleeping in the woods for the last couple of days, so how bad can it be? So we're hoping to get in that motel and dry all our stuff and restock on food and and maybe have a beer for the first time in a freaking week. Holy frig. So that's the plan anyway. Also, we just ditched our canoe just in the woods behind me here. We just put a brown tarp over it and we're just gonna hope for the best.
So we landed in that dodgy hotel. We have spread all of our stuff and turned on all the heat, so it's very hot in here, trying to dry our fly. James, he might be naked. Trying to dry his tent over here. Couple issues. The shower doesn't work. That sink doesn't work, as well as this sink doesn't work. So we're dealing with not the best operations, and I am super sunburned, but we're dry.
On the next episode, a friggin' plane crash?
And like, it doesn't look like too long ago either. Like these trees look like pretty recently snapped.